welcome back to the channel. I'll be your host, Imperial Arm. This time we're going to be taking a look at Flotsam. Flotsam is a survival crafting resource management game set in a world where something's happened and most of the land has disappeared underwater, and we are basically on a floating city moving from area to area, scavenging resources and whatnot. So definitely cool art style. It's a cell shade, and you guys will see more once we actually get into the game. So I did put a little bit of time into the game last night, or a couple nights ago, whenever you guys actually view this video, just to get the controls down and to see how difficult the game was going to be, because I wouldn't want to go into the game and immediately get taken out or fail out of the game. So let's go ahead and start with a new game. Alright, so it says, well, that's it then. Garbage floods wiped away our village. Perhaps we should stop sticking to the useless rocks and go explore. Who needs land? The endless blue waves, that's all we need. The flooded world is our oyster. Let's polish the plastic into beautiful pearls. If only we weren't out of fuel. Alright, so we gotta pick a name. Garbageton. Oh. Wet Town. Garbage Cove. Yeah, let's settle on Garbage Cove, guys. Alright, let's go ahead and start our adventure. Alright, so this is what the game looks like. Super cool, like I said. Cell shade definitely looks awesome. Game's in early access. There'll be a link down in the description if you want to purchase the game for yourself, as usual. Also, if you enjoy the content, like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell button so that you can know when new videos come out from me. So we'll pan around the map here. So this is what we're looking at. All of this stuff is resources. So fish over here, wood, plastic, there's scrap metal, and then there's these little islands over here. So the first thing we need to get doing, we need to pause the game so we're not burning food and water, right? Food and water is going to be critical, but we also need to start getting some things set up. So right now we don't have any way of collecting these resources other than throwing a buoy out here and having our guys swim out, right? So what we'll do is we'll set up a couple of buoys and we'll get into the actual game and get started on things. So the way we're going to do that is we're going to put out a buoy here, right? We want lots of plastic. We'll do one diver there. And then we're going to put one more. We need wet wood so we can start building stuff, right? And this ring that you see right here is our swim ring. This is as far as our guys can swim out. So to get further out, obviously, if we wanted to get these food resources out here, we would have to be able to get out there. So we got to build a boat. So we'll go ahead and unpause the game. We'll get started. You can also take a look at the book here. The tutorial starter manual is beautifully crafted. So right there, camera, AWSD, and the arrow keys, Q and E, rotate everything. Alright, so it's good. We already kind of covered the buoy markers, so different things will build different stuff. Buoy markers, swim, boat, fishing. Obviously, we'll get to boats and fishing later on. The boats just literally go out and scavenge for stuff. And then landmarks. Landmarks will have different things. They'll have salvage, they'll have scrap, they'll have people to rescue. They'll also have research points so that we can come into here and research different things. So, like fish kebabs, better nutrition, fishing huts, food trucks, desalination so we can convert water, more water storage, stuff like that. So, like I said, game is in early access, so they're adding stuff all the time. Pretty active dev community as well, or development team as well. So I know for some other people who have been streaming the game, they've been dropping into the streams and, you know, checking out what they're doing and talking with the different creators, the different content creators about their game, so that's super cool. Oh wait, you need to be 2 people, right? And then we need to go into the build menu. We don't have enough plastic here. We could actually probably move this buoy marker. Let's go right there. It's a little closer. He'll go out there and he'll swim out to that buoy marker now. This one's decently close, so it's got the most amount of wood. So if we ever did want to see an area with resources, so we can do that right there. We just do a buoy and then we can right click off of it. So we've got to manage our food and our water. Water is going to become a problem relatively quickly once we start moving along through stuff. So, but for now, we're going to speed up the game a bit so that we can get some stuff done. Alright, so now we have capability of building walkways. So, something that I had to learn the hard way when I was playing the game. When you go to build out your walkway, right? So click here. This will use 8, but it's short. So you want to come out here as far as you can go. Okay, so we want... That's the maximum that 8 will get us out there. And if we wait one more, there we go. Now we can go out to 16. That's the furthest 16 will get us out. So we'll go ahead and start that right there. Build us this little buoy, then we're going to start building off of that. So this is our main town area. This has also got all of our resources in there. We can kind of scroll down in here. We can see that we're stockpiling stuff right there. So, but for the time being, we'll leave our view like that right there. It would be kind of nice if we could rotate this though, based on orientation or direction, so that we could get a better view on it. So we're going to build a couple of storage yards because we do have this really large area of scrap or plastics right here. So I think we're going to build our storage yards there. So that'll just increase our capacity. So right now we can hold 100, we can hold up to 60 water. We've got 40 food, and we're bringing in plastic waste and wood slowly. Once we get some more plastic in, we'll go ahead and throw up some drying racks. Drying racks will allow us to dry out that wet wood. Wet wood turns into a bunch of different things. So I do apologize if you can hear my dogs going off. They're going nuts for some reason. Barking probably at the mailman, honestly. Alright, so we're still a little short on plastics right now. We've got that built, we got that built. We're going to hold off on building any more stuff. Alright, there we go. Alright, so we'll build our drying racks right here. We're going to build 3 of them initially so we can dry out wood. Once we get everything built, we need to get built, we'll take off. We'll actually look at the map real quick. So once we get everything done here, we get part of our thing right now is we've got to get over here. It says some drifters tried to make a town on an island. Bad idea, all the garbage floods. The sailboat has been wrecked on the cliffs though. Perhaps we can make use of its mast, right? So as soon as we get a boat, we can go over here and we can salvage this mast, some rope, and some scrap metal so that we can get moving and we can move on to a new location, right? Because eventually we're going to deplete the resources here. Alright, so we can build another drying rack as close as possible to it so we can maximize our space. So once it's built... Alright, so it looks like we're out of wood on that buoy marker. So what we'll do is we'll plop down another one right here. And one of our guys will go out there. Still collecting plastic. Still want you to dry out should build another drywood. Now, none, and then we're gonna put drywood in there for the time being. I want just drywood in here, so hopefully they'll take out that plastic. And we'll build that third and final drying rack for right now. There we go. As you can see, there's multi-layer construction here, so he's going to continue building little little pylons. And then for the pylons, he'll throw up the rest of using the plastic to make whatever rope or cordage that he needs. So there we go. So set up some more dried wood there. And we're getting wood. Alright, so the next thing we're going to need to work on is we're going to need to build a woodworking shed. We'll get that done. Still collecting out the wood from here. And there. I would like to build another dock out to right here. I guess we just gotta get the plastics for it. We're out of plastics right there, so let's set another B. I guess we'll go out here. I guess we'll swim way out here and get this. So we're gonna put 2 out there because we need that plastic. We're doing okay on wood right now, so. And I do know for the pier, mooring pier, we're going to need some ropes, so what we will do is we'll craft 3 rope for right now. So, to get to the boats, whether it's a scavenge boat or a fishing boat, we need to get a mooring pier, and then we need to actually build the boats themselves. So, ideally what we'll do is we'll do 1 scavenge pier and one scavenge boat and 1 fishing boat for the time being until we increase our population. So, let's remove that. Going to find the next biggest pile of wood, which is going to be I guess something else we could do, guys, is we could go in here. This is one thing I did forget to mention, but we'll mention it now. Say we wanted to focus on just a certain portion, we could shrink that down, right? Or we can increase it, so we'll do that right there. It's not too far out of the way. We should have plenty of. So our next priority is going to be firewood. Alright. And we're going to build one more little storage depot. Next to the storage depot, we're going to build a distiller so that we can get water. Plastic, so we just need a little more plastic, honestly. And we're starting to run out of room. As soon as they get some more plastic here, take this dock out right here, and then we're going to bring it over and connect back into that one. So we're probably going to waste a little bit of resources because I didn't bring that one fully out to the 24 mark, although we can try. It's fully out to 16, so I'm assuming if we bring it out all the way out to the 8, we'll be okay. Come on, guys, go get the yeah, there you go, go get plastic. chugging right along, get our little city set up here. So once the distiller's done, we'll start crafting some water so that we're not gonna run out of that resource. Food will be okay for a bit until we can get the boats and stuff up. So we'll probably build the boats off this pier, or off this walkway that I'm making right now. And we'll also go in and take a look at the book here in just a second. Nice. There we go. And we're going to set this to auto queue water. We're always going to want to be making water until we get some different technologies like the solar still. The solar still will passively produce water, so and then there's a desalinator that will massively increase our water output, but until then that's still a ways off. Until then we'll run these things. Alright, so there, and then we'll connect the two across here with whatever amount that requires from us. So, still got a bit of resources to collect over here, got a few resources to collect over there. At some point, maybe not in this episode, but some point in the near future, we'll also need to set them up beds, because when they sleep out here on the walkways and on the main town heart, they sleep a lot slower, so that takes them out of the resource gathering business or game for a bit. So we definitely want them working as much as they can so that we're not falling behind on any one particular thing. So do some water. So the developers did take a lot of time to do a lot of little nuanced things to make the game gorgeous and really fun to play and just beautiful to look at. So as you can see here, the water bottles back here, it'll fill up. As he starts filling up water bottles here and bringing them over to the town heart or putting them in the depots, this will start to fill up. So same thing with the wood, the drying racks. You've kind of already seen that where they start hanging wood on here and it goes from brown to that gray. It needs it dried out. So, desalinator, the distiller right here, obviously he's burning, poking the fire, getting it going, and it's trickling water down into here. So he's going to go out and collect us some more plastic. That should be enough plastic to bring us over here. So what we'll do is we'll leave this back side of this walkway untouched for the time being, and we'll put our mast or our sail when we get it built. When we get to that point, we'll put it probably back here, and we'll kind of build out and kind of like a wagon wheel around the city or around our town heart. So. So we brought back some more plastic. So we're going to need 24 to connect there. And we're going to burn a little bit of space, but it'll be okay. So. Okay, so he's collected all the plastic from there. Let's go ahead and drop another buoy marker right here. Alright. So they'll swim out, they'll get some of that stuff. I imagine we're probably out of fire. We're out of fire, so probably queue up another one of those. And I don't want to tie down one single worker with constantly doing firewood until we have the necessary resources and the necessary personnel to take care of this, so we'll definitely just queue this up, probably a full queue at a time, and burn it off as we're going, making our water. So during my test game while I was trying to get everything set up, make sure the recording, the settings and everything were good, and seeing how difficult the game was actually going to be, I actually managed to stay on top of the water and food situation pretty well. So hopefully that'll be the same through this playthrough. If not, we'll call it a short season, or maybe we'll start over. I don't know. Nice, there we go. There we go. Now that's going to complete that. So that's all the building of walkways we're going to do for right now. So we'll bump this up to speed 3 just to get some of this stuff done and out of the way right now. Go ahead and build our mooring points. I'm going to go ahead and build 2. You'll have to recollect all the wood, so they're not overly the issue. Not even really wood, we're going to need plastics, so... There we go. So wooden plastic. So we got our mooring points built. We'll build our 2 boats. We'll build our 1 scavenge boat and our one fishing boat. So they're doing their thing, getting stuff and things done. We will run it on speed 3 for just a little bit. Alright. Let's see. Okay. We'll pluck out some more resources right there. Back to having no firewood, but we're up to 20. So, let's do one more full queue of wood. Alright, so we'll go in here. So it talks about buildings, talks about drifter needs, so the hunger, thirst, rest. Storage, obviously we only have a certain amount of storage right now, so we've got to work that out. And then talks about our boats. Well, passive producers, that's going to be our stuff like our grind racks and our solar steel, stuff like that. So production limits, we can limit the amount of production, and then workshops, right? So we can tell it what we need to make. So there you go. You guys can pause the video also over those and just take a look at them if you want any more. Definitely recommend though if you're into colony management, resource management, survival type games, but you want something a little lighter than, let's say, Ark or even Mercury Fallen, which is another series that I'm doing as well on the channel. This might be your game. It's a fun little game so far. I had a blast playing it last night. You know, doing the test settings and everything like that. So, alright. Boats. Looks like we can build a boat. Let's do food boat first. Alright, and then we are just short of what we need for the salvage boat by a little. We should come out there though and get that. We're gonna go ahead and kill that marker off. Doing okay on dried wood right now. We're definitely gonna want to think about building another. Another resource depot. Once it's built, we'll do it plastics only. Oh, so boat's good now. Should be good. Okay, so if we want to go fishing, we'll grab the fishing buoy, and then we can go right there. Now we'll go fish that out. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna change this drying rack to dried fish. And we're gonna limit this to plasticware, or plastic waste. Alright. There we go. Actually, let's do plastic and fish. Because those go together, right? Alright, so 24. Water, we're looking okay. We're down to 19 food, but we'll quickly rectify that in just a second. The one thing I would like to see change, if you guys will pay attention here on the next go around, when whoever that is gets done sleeping, or right here. So they're going to unload the fish, load the fish back in here. But if there's nothing in the drying rack, they're going to unload the fish again, run back over here, put the fish in the drying rack. If there's an empty drying rack, I think it should just automatically go load the fish and then dump whatever excess is in excess back into the storage yard or wherever, the town heart, wherever the food's going. So, well, things like this right here, you can see the whales. Although these whales have horns, that's kind of weird and cool. To my knowledge, they don't do anything but just, they're environmental right now. They just bob up and down and do their thing. So, food's slowly going up. Oh. Okay, so we need to get some plastic, so we're going to have to set out another buoy. There we go. We're okay on inventory space right now. We're okay on water, but we're going to go ahead and queue up a whole nother queue of firewood. And we can now build a salvage boat. So what we can do is, once T comes back from collecting this salvage, we can now tell this, we're going to actually send this boat over here to the rocks, to the sailboat on the rocks, so we can go and scavenge that area up. So it's going to take a little bit of time. Things are progressing rather nicely. We're doing okay on food and water for now. We've got firewood. We're going to start stacking that into the distiller, breaking it down. Alright. Okay. Okay, we're going to let him collect that last load, and then we're going to put it down. We're going to send him off, or whoever, off on an excursion. Alright, so we're going to tell them now that the boat's built, we're going to go salvage. So somebody will jump in the boat, and somebody will take off. There we go. Alright, so we'll go ahead and move that. We'll go ahead and set one more fishing buoy out there. Actually kind of need some more plastics, but... So then out here, this outer ring is as far as we can go out, or as far as we can see. So... So we salvaged it. He'll be on his way back now. We might send a salvage boat out here for this plastic waste and maybe some of this wood waste before we take off. So I think that's actually probably what we'll do. So we'll do... That's a lot of... Let's do the... We need plastic really right now. So let's do plastic. We're okay on wood.
Yeah, sure.
He's gonna unload some things. He's gonna do some stuff. So we can now build our sail. Like I said, we're gonna basically send our sail up here. So there we go. So they'll go to building that. One of them will go to building that. And we're gonna wait for these guys to go collect some stuff, right? So night. Beds. Small house. Alright, so now we have the capability. We can actually go to the map and we can head out if we want to. We're going to hold off though for just a few minutes. We're going to build up some more resources, then we're going to take off, right? So hopefully we'll get enough plastics out of that area without depleting any of our food supplies and water supplies. It will be okay. But we're going to queue up a whole nother queue of wood so we can get a whole nother queue of water going. Alright. Go get all the fish, go get all the plastics. Not even remotely close to being up on our storage yet, so... Could build our small houses right there to give them a place to rest, but we'll probably wait for that until next episode when we get to the new island. So alright, so we're going to build another storage. So we're going to make that as close as possible there. We're going to start building. Yep. And so we'll do wet wood, dry wood, and plastics on this one. There we go. Remove that marker, and then we're going to need some wet wood, so we'll go ahead and throw down for some wet wood. I don't see any more food, so we're very close to having to take off. We don't want to get out of food. So, let's go look real quick. Let's see. Okay, so we've got 17 regular nibble fish, and then we got to turn them into dried fish. So we're okay on food right now. Water's still okay. Go ahead and queue up a whole nother thing of that. But what we're going to do, guys, is we'll go ahead and call this an episode right here. Nice little start for our first day out on the open seas. Again, this is Flotsam. It's in early access. Again, if you want to pick this game up for yourself, link down in the description to the Steam store. I believe it's also available on GOG. I don't know if it's available on Epic Game Store, but I would not advise buying anything on Epic Game Store, purely as a consumer principle standpoint. But I digress. I won't get into all that right now. I think there's enough people that have covered why. But again, this is Flotsam. I've been Imperial Arm. If you guys liked the video, please hit the like button. If you want to see what other content I got, subscribe. Check out the channel. Got a gaming Discord as well. Link in the description as well. Gaming community for gamers by gamers. Come by, check us out, say hello. That's where I'm most active at most days. So anyway, guys, thank you and have fun.